Today, I'm going to be making smoked sausage jambalaya. This is from the March 1979 edition of Southern Living magazine. So first, I'm going to tell you all the ingredients you're going to need. You are going to need a pound of smoked sausage. This is Hillstar Farm smoked sausage. We're going to be cutting that into 1/2-inch slices. You're going to need 1 pound of ground beef. You need 1 medium-sized green pepper chopped, so this is going to get chopped, and you're going to need 1/2 cup of chopped onion. So we're not going to use this whole thing. We're only going to use 1/2 cup chopped onion. You need 5 cloves of garlic. I always take the easy route with the garlic. So 5 cloves of garlic is 5 teaspoons. There are 5 teaspoons right in there. Much easier. You need 1 28-ounce can of tomatoes. I chose diced tomatoes. You need 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, which is both in here. You need rice, a cup of uncooked, it says uncooked, but we're going to cook it, of regular rice, and 1.5 cups of water. So I love this rice. If you've never bought this before, Success rice, you really can't mess it up. You put like 4 cups of water in a pot. You bring it to a boil. You stick this bag in there and you let it boil for 8 to 10 minutes. I usually go for like 9 minutes. And then when you get ready to pull it out of your pot, it's so easy because you can take your fork and drain the water off, and there's holes all in this bag, and it turns out perfect every single time. So I love that. So right now I have my water on the stove to boil. I'm going to put my pound of hamburger, my pound of ground beef in this pan, and I'm going to cook my ground beef, and then I'm going to drain the grease off, and after I drain the grease off, we're going to be doing some other stuff to it. We're also going to open up our smoked sausage. It says easy open. Let's see. There we go, easy open. Okay, so we're gonna slice the whole thing. So I have my water to boil for my rice, and so I'm going to cook my rice completely. I'm gonna put all that sausage in this pan, and I'm going to fry it until it's cooked, and then we're going to, any grease that forms, we're gonna drain the grease off, and then we're gonna put it right back in this pan. Once we've drained the grease off, we're gonna put it back in this pan. But right now, you just want to brown both sides. It's nice if you can get it in one layer, but it doesn't have to be. And that way you can brown one side and then flip it over and brown the other side. I'm also going to get my ground beef on to cook, and I'm going to chop up my pepper and onion, and we'll be back. My sausage is cooked. I did not drain it off because honestly there's not much grease in here at all. It just didn't form a lot of grease. So I'm gonna add my whole can of tomatoes and my salt and pepper and my garlic. Also, at this time, we're going to go ahead and add our 1.5 cups of water. Drained my ground beef, and this was the pan that it was cooking in. We're going to use that same pan again to cook our green pepper and our onion. That was the whole green pepper, and this is just 1/2 cup of onion.
And I left just a little grease in there when we drained the hamburger off. For
it to cook in. So here is the rice. I have already drained the water out of the rice. And we're going to just cut it open. And we're going to dump that whole bag into the pan. And also with that, we're going to, our ground beef is ready. And we're going to dump that into the pan. Then our pan with the pepper and onion, our onions are really green. Once the peppers get more of a translucent color, they'll turn a dark green. Then we'll know they are fully cooked, and we'll be adding them to this mix as well. Okay, so my peppers and onions are cooked, and we are going to mix this in as well. And then we're going to cover this because our rice is already cooked. Everything is already cooked. You only need to let this simmer for about 15 minutes covered. Now, if you didn't buy Success rice and your rice wasn't cooked, you could add your rice uncooked if you wanted to, but that is going to just take longer. It will take about 25 minutes covered if you do it that way. So I'm going to cover it, leave it for 15 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, this has been covered for 15 minutes, and it looks really, really good. So I'm just going to get some of this in a bowl. It's very, very colorful. It looks terrific, and Kevin and I will give it a try. So if you don't know, jambalaya is just meat and vegetables mixed with rice. Now there are different kinds of jambalaya. You could use Cajun seasoning, you could use different spicy sausage, you could use shrimp, and that's okay. The reason why I specifically chose this recipe out of Southern Living magazine was because it was safe for me. I felt like this was all ingredients that I really like, and I knew I would enjoy this, and that's why I picked this recipe. It was submitted way back, like I said, March 1979 by Mrs. C.R. LaCroix in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So from a Mississippi resident. So I'm gonna try to get everything, are you? It's probably hot too.
Yeah, it's very hot.
It's like the steam is rising off of this. But I'm sure if you go to Mississippi, this is probably a very common dish. I wouldn't say this is common here at all. No. Like my mother never in my whole life made jambalaya. Never. And I never made it for Aner and Ashley. Ever. No. I can't even say that Aner and Ashley have ever had this.
No, I've had it in frozen dinners. Like Zatarain's or whatever. But I've never had it homemade. It's got good flavors to it. It
sure does. It seems like this would be the type of meal to have beans in it.
Yeah, like a red beans or something like that.
Yeah, to have some sort of, I don't know, a kidney bean or some kind of bean in it.
Now the flavors of this are definitely not super, like, it's not really well like seasoned, like spicy or anything like that. But if you wanted to add some of that stuff in there, you for sure could. You can even take hot sauce and put it in here if you really wanted to.
You could. I think you do taste the garlic. Fresh garlic might be stronger.
I get the onions and the pepper and the tomatoes. I get all that. I'm just saying it's not spicy at all. So if you wanted a little bit of kick in there.
You mean hot, yeah.
Yeah, you could add a little hot sauce or something.
You absolutely could. I think for my taste, I would like a little bit more pepper just because I like pepper. And you only put 1/4 of a teaspoon in that whole big.
Yeah, which is not much.
It's not much. So I'll probably add to mine a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. But I really do like this, and I think it's easy. I think this is a hearty meal.
Oh yeah, it's very, very hot though. Like
yes.
Heat hot.
Yes,
so you may want to let it cool off a little bit.
But not spicy at all.
No, I would probably splash a little hot sauce in mine.
Oh really? So a lot of, I have a recipe for lasagna on the channel, and I've got a lot of people saying, that's not traditional lasagna, and I'll probably get people saying, that's not traditional jambalaya, but you know what, to me, my lasagna is very, very family-friendly lasagna. This is very, very family-friendly jambalaya, and I think anybody would enjoy this.
It's quick and easy.
But of course, you could buy other sausage, seasoned sausage, and use whatever you choose to dress it up.
I mean, you can buy andouille sausage. They sell New Orleans style sausage.
Oh, they have all kinds.
All kinds of different spice levels of sausage. So
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure add that in there.
Yes, so you could do that. You also, it was not specific about the tomatoes. these days there's all kinds of already seasoned tomatoes that with garlic and everything in them. So if you want to go that route, you could add some seasoning to it that way too. But like I said, this is very family friendly for everybody. That way each person could add whatever they wanted, more salt, more pepper. Kevin's gonna add more hot sauce and make it the way you want it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.